So good morning, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining on a Sunday morning to this session. A very interesting one indeed for students and young lawyers trying to do something bigger in their career. So we are here to discuss a very important and interesting topic: LLM in foreign universities and how to win scholarships. Myself, Madurai, I represent Indian Lawyers Association. And before I hand it over to the speaker, please allow me to introduce ILA to all of us in a brief manner. So ILA is a pan-India organization.
Message பண்ண சார் இன்னும் அவர்ட்ட ரிப்ளை வரல.
Dinesh ji, if you could please mute yourself. Thank you. So we are a national level entity where we are trying to build a platform for all the legal professionals in the country. And this platform essentially works as a place to continue legal professional development and education, bring together the lawyers, create a collective voice of all the lawyers across India. So here are a few important areas on which we essentially work. We also have an Indian Law Students Association, which is a subset of ILA. So that works closely with different colleges, universities, faculties, and students. And we also have a lot of practicing lawyers who are members at ILA. So again, ILSA is a platform for students to come together, network, gain opportunities for internships, even placements, and keep learning throughout their educational course. One of the important vision and missions of ILA is to promote the pro bono activities and promote public service by way of the legal profession. And we do all of this by way of having local chapters. So we have about 75 chapters in the country currently, and these chapters add a lot of local flavor to the operations of ILA. So we are thankful to all those presidents and board members and members who come forward, form chapters, take the ILA mission forward. So if you see a name of your city in this list, please come forward, join us. If there is no name of your city it's missing, please again come forward, let us know, and we would be very happy to start the chapter. So before we begin, please allow me to introduce our today's speaker, Ms. Viveka Punnaswamy, who is an advocate practicing before the High Court of Madras and other courts in Chennai. She finished her undergraduation from School of Excellence in Law, Chennai, and post-graduation from NLSIU, Bangalore. She then worked in Coal India Limited, a Maharatna PSU, as assistant manager. During her stint at the PSU, she has worked with the then Attorney General of India, Sri Mukul Rohatgi, and several additional solicitors general. She is the founder of an online law academy called Just Initio, having its presence on Instagram, through which she connects with students of law to help them upskill themselves in order to excel in their studies and career. Currently, she is a PhD student in Dr. Ambedkar Law University. So it's very exciting to hear from Advocate Viveka. Viveka ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much for this introduction, and I am so glad that all of you who are here today have joined us to learn about applying to foreign universities for your LLM and also about how to win scholarships. So are you all ready? I would like this session to be interactive, so I would like your responses in the chat box. And this session is going to be for about 40 minutes. And after the session is over, then we will open the floor for question answers. So then you can unmute yourselves and ask questions, or you can type your questions in the chat box, and we will be very happy to give you the answers, or in case you have any doubts, we will give you suggestions. Yeah. So are you all ready? Shall we begin today's lecture? So great. Thank you so much for coming and joining us on a Sunday morning. And thank you so much for the introduction, ma'am. And now I'm going to start about applying to foreign universities for your LLM. So now, from what I understand, all of you here are interested in joining LLM in foreign countries, or at least interested in exploring how that could be done, right? So firstly, I would like to know, in which year of your college are you in currently? Like all of those who are attending this session now. Can you type it in the chat box? Which year are you studying in? Fourth year, okay. How about the others? Final year, okay. Okay, fourth year, final year, okay. All right. So actually, in all these years, now that most of you are in fourth year and final year, in all these years, if you have put in the effort to do well in your academics, your co-curricular activities, your extracurricular activities, building your leadership skills, then I think now is the time you need to start exploring the types of universities that you need to apply for in foreign countries, and also exploring the types of scholarships that you could win in order to study in those universities. Okay. Yeah. But for those students who are in the initial years of their college, I would like to start this lecture by addressing even those students who are not in their fourth or final year, but who are in the initial years of their college. Because when you want to join LLM in a foreign university, in a reputed foreign university, along with the scholarship, then it is very, very important you start working from the initial years of your college. Okay. That doesn't mean I am trying to demotivate those who are in the fourth and final year. You will be able to make it, and I'm going to tell you how you could. But before that, I'm also going to talk about what a student who is in the initial years of their college should do throughout their course, so that when they come to their fourth year or final year, when they start applying to these foreign universities, they will be able to make it to reputed universities along with a scholarship. Okay. So I'm going to give a very comprehensive view of the whole thing, of the whole process that gets involved in this applying to foreign universities and also scholarships. Yeah. So the first and foremost thing that I would like to talk to you about today, if you are interested in joining colleges that are in US or Canada or UK, then the foremost important thing is this exam, this English eligibility test. One is IELTS, which is International English Language Testing System. You all must have come across this exam for sure, which is your exam to test your English knowledge. International English Language Testing System, IELTS. And then it is TOEFL, Test of English Language, English as a Foreign Language. And then it is Graduate Record Examination, GRE. All right. So there are universities which expect you to have an IELTS score. Some may expect you to have a TOEFL score, and some universities may expect you to have a GRE score. So it depends on the university that you apply for. Okay. In most cases, when it comes to PG in law, then it is IELTS, International English Language Testing System. All right. And this score, when you write this exam, they score you out of 9 points. And for admission into reputed universities, you are expected to score at least 8 or 8.5 upon 9. This, I'm sure you will be able to understand how important is working on your English skills from the beginning of your college years. Because unless you do that, and in case you decide about this whole thing, you had no idea about any of this in the initial years of your college, and you're going to decide about this whole admission process only in the fourth or your final year, then clearing this IELTS exam may become difficult. Okay. You need to start putting in the effort from the initial years of your college. You need to work for this exam in a 4-dimensional manner. You need to first work on your speaking skills, writing skills, reading skills, listening skills, every skill in respect of improving your knowledge in English. All right. So how would you do that? How will you work on your speaking skills, writing skills, listening skills, reading skills? You need to start reading a lot. Read a lot of books, read a lot of magazines, newspapers, journals, and writing skills. You need to start writing and publishing your work. It may be research work, it may be any other type of writing, but you have to put in a lot of effort in your writing skills. And you need to start watching a lot of movies, series in English language, so that your skills are developed in a 4-dimensional manner. So once you do that, from the initial years of your college or even during school, and then you write this exam, then you will get a good score, which is a very, very important aspect in your application process. Okay. So now that we have spoken about your English test, moving on to other things. I will be dealing with what are the requirements to apply for these universities. What all should you have? I will deal with that a bit later. But before that, see, for example, you will have to have a CV, curriculum vitae. You will have to have a statement of purpose, a letter of recommendation. You will need all of these. But what goes into that? What goes into your curriculum vitae? What goes into your statement of purpose? All of this will be decided by what you do during your initial years of college. Okay. So now let us consider a student who is in the first year of college. All right. The student has just joined a law college and the course is for 5 years. Okay. So in the first year of college, a student may not have any idea about their future, any idea about their career, any idea about whether they want to do a PG at all, any idea about if they are willing to go to a foreign country to do a PG. A student will not know anything. But what should the student have is that curiosity. Okay, the student must have that curiosity to explore the opportunities. So what I would advise, if I meet a first year student, if I find that student to be curious, okay, intellectually curious, then what I would advise that student is, firstly, I'm going to tell the student about what all should that person do during this entire period of college, so that when the student is in the final year, if the student wishes to go and study in a foreign university along with the scholarship, the student will have that eligibility for it. Okay. When I'm talking about this, I need to put myself into the shoes of the person who's sitting there in a foreign university and who is going to look into whether the person should grant you a scholarship or not. So when I put myself into their shoes and think about that, what should the student possess in order that the student becomes eligible for a scholarship? Okay, so I'm going to deal with all of that in today's lecture. So now there is a first year student. What all should the person do? The student should start exploring. The student should start exploring his or her interests in various fields of law. Excuse me. Yeah. How could you explore? You could explore by trying out various types of co-curricular activities. Okay. One thing is curricular activities, academic aspects, which you need to be perfect and which you need to have like an incredible track record throughout your academic period. You must have great scores in your exams. You must have a very good reputation among your professors, because ultimately they are going to write your letter of recommendation. So do not forget about that. Okay, you must maintain discipline and you must have a very good reputation in your college years. That is one aspect of it. Okay, academic side. And when I come to co-curricular side, what all co-curricular activities should a student try in order to explore his or her interests? Okay, so you can try, a student can try mooting, paper publication, try participating in different seminars, conferences, speak in the seminars, participate in conferences, participate in parliamentary debates, client counseling competitions, trial advocacy competitions, internships. The person has to try out different types of internships so that the person will know if he or she is interested, say, for example, in the taxation area or corporate law or environmental law or human rights or arbitration. What are you interested in? You will not know in the beginning of your college. How will you find out? Try different types of internships. Try every possible method to find internship for yourself and go and try out those types of internships throughout your college years. Okay. So when you keep on doing this, when you participate in co-curricular activities, like I said, mooting, client counseling, I'm stressing it again because they are really, really important. mooting, client counseling, paper publication, seminars, conferences. If your college is offering certificate courses, you must take it up. If your college is going to publish a journal, you must publish your paper in that journal. Or if there is a call for publishing your paper in any other journal, you must send your paper for publication in the journal. Put in that effort, okay? If you want to do well in your career, if you want to get into a reputed foreign university, like why am I talking about foreign universities again and again? Why am I not talking about PG in our own Indian universities? Of course, you can do PG in our own universities. There are universities in our country where doing PG will open up a lot of opportunities for you. But in today's lecture, we are going to deal with foreign universities. And why is that? Because imagine the kind of exposure. Imagine, say a student, I studied in National Law School, Bangalore. Okay, so the kind of exposure that I got by studying in National Law School, Bangalore, and by having a network with the students of National Law School, Bangalore, is a nationwide exposure, right? Today, I have my friends everywhere in the country, working in different places, in different institutions all over the country. But imagine when a student is going to a reputed foreign university and doing LLM in that university, kind of exposure that student would get would be international exposure, right? So that's why in today's lecture, we are talking about getting into a reputed foreign university. And we would, like Indian Lawyers Association is organizing this lecture, and my initiative is called Just Initio, JUS space INITIO. So with this initiative, what I am trying to achieve is to educate people, educate students about the opportunities that are available for them. And so that all those capable students get placed at the highest possible levels and have an excellent career in their lives. So that is the whole idea behind this initiative, and that's the reason why we are organizing these lectures. Okay, so in the initial years of college, if the student is trying out all of these, the student figures out, say, I am very interested in corporate law, I am very interested in arbitration, I am very interested in human rights, whatever it may be. It not be any specific thing. It can be, I am very interested in international relations. It could be anything. Okay. Then when the student comes to a point where he or she has to find out the right university, right course for himself or herself, then this student will have more clarity. And when the person is preparing the curriculum vitae, or when the person is preparing a statement of purpose, or when the person is going to get a letter of recommendation, all of this will be focused towards getting admission into that particular course. Because when you apply for a course in a foreign university, when you are preparing your SOP for a foreign university, what they will try to understand while reading your SOP is whether you have that clarity of thought, whether you are very sure about doing that course in that particular university. Okay, and what plans do you have for your future? You cannot say, I don't have any plans as such. I'm randomly applying for some random course. No, you can't say that. So what clarity do you have about your future? What future plans do you have? All of this will be considered while they are going to go through your statement of purpose. And if you're going to get an admission, this is going to play a major role. Your statement of purpose is going to make or break your case. And when you want to have an absolutely fantastic statement of purpose, then you need to work on getting this clarity from the beginning. Okay, so this is what I would like to stress upon in today's lecture. And apart from co-curricular activities, if you are someone who is interested in extracurricular activities like sports, like cultural activities, or you like working with NGOs, non-governmental organizations, all of this will also play an important role in deciding your admission process as well as your scholarship process. Okay, I'm getting some questions. I will take all of these questions by the end of the lecture. Otherwise, the flow will be cut off. Okay. So the moderator, ma'am, will help me by noting down these questions so that after the lecture is over, I will take up these questions. All right. So yes. If you are interested in any of these extracurricular activities, you must invest your time in these as well. And also, how about leadership skills? How about developing your leadership skills while you are in college? It is very, very important. Those who are going to involve in your, those who are going to peruse your application, they are going to expect you to have leadership skills. So if your application reflects the kind of leadership skills you possess, you will always have a better opportunity, better chance to make it to that course. All right. So yes, ideally, if a student is in the initial years of college, like I said, the student has to start exploring the opportunities and try out everything and start getting a clarity in their mind. Once they get their clarity, then they have to work towards that. They get their clarity, they understand, okay, I'm very interested in human rights, I want to pursue that. The student has to do everything related to that in the later years of college. Say in the 4th year or final year, the student has to do more work related to that particular course the person is interested in. So if you continue doing that, that will help you get a fantastic CV. Apart from a fantastic CV, another very crucial factor is your letter of recommendation, right? So your letter of recommendation will be sent by your university, whichever professor is going to write this letter of recommendation for you. You have to get it from a very reputed professor from your university or from anywhere, and they are going to upload it from their end to the university. So all through your college, if you are a disciplined student, if you are a curious student, if you have a good rapport, if you have good cordial relations with your professors, then that is going to go a long way in helping you in the admission process. Okay. And when I talk about academics, like I said, you should be an intellectually curious person and you should have an excellent track record. Having said that, when you prepare for your exams in your for your semesters, I would insist that you always use standard textbooks for your preparation, which is very, very, very important. Do not get distracted. Always use standard textbooks. You have to put in, academics is the most important factor. Then comes the co-curricular activities and the leadership skills. All right. And maintaining discipline and cordial relations with your professors throughout your college is also very, very, very crucial. All right. So now I'm going to move on to the actual application process itself. And I'm going to give you a kind of a checklist because application process will differ for different universities. Okay. So if you're going to ask me, how about going to a consultancy firm, asking them about applying to foreign universities and taking their help, they will do the job for me. And it's very easy. If you say that, then what I would like to tell you is, yeah, what you're saying is right. It may be possible. You can go to a consultancy. They may help you in the admission process and you can definitely get an admission into a foreign university. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting into a reputed foreign university along with scholarships, right? That is possible only if you put in the required amount of effort and the research. By research, what I mean here is research as to which university you have to apply for, which course you need to apply for, and what do they offer in that course, what are you going to get out of it, and after you complete your huge PG there, how will you be placed? Like, do they have placement opportunities? Or if you're planning to come back to India, what kind of scope do you have when you come back to India? All of these things you need to do a research and you need to be sure, along with research regarding scholarships. Okay, and when you talk about the application process, it will differ for different universities. Some universities may ask you to submit a CV. Some universities may not ask for a CV, but ask only for a statement of purpose and letter of recommendation. So it will differ for different universities. You need to put in the effort to find out everything. And in fact, the application process, usually they're not complicated. They're very simple. You can access their website. And if you want to know more about that university, if you wish to discuss about discuss with the students of that university, you always have these student portals on their websites where you can go and you can interact with the students to find out the kind of opportunities the university provides for the students. Okay, the kind of placements and the kind of when you submit your application, what all should you possess, what all eligibility should you possess. So all of this, the students of that university will come forward and help you, and which will definitely matter a lot when you apply. Okay, and also I've heard that there are students who get in touch with the students of the university they're interested in through LinkedIn and other social media platforms. So you must have a proper professional LinkedIn account, and using that account, you can interact with the students from various universities, get their input regarding what those universities offer, and based on that input, you can decide which is the right course for you and in which university. Okay, and if they have won scholarships, then you can ask them about how they made themselves eligible for those scholarships. Okay, so now that I told you I'm going to talk about the checklist. Usually, what all are required to apply to these foreign universities. So firstly, I had told you about this IELTS score. IELTS is compulsory. Okay, I have this question. I'm answering this question because I'm dealing with this topic. IELTS is compulsory if you wish to go to a foreign country for any type of course. Okay, so firstly, you must have a very good IELTS score. Secondly, your curriculum vitae, and then you have your statement of purpose, and then letter of recommendation. Some universities may ask for 1, some universities may ask for 2 or 3. It varies. And then when you are doing your application process, all your mark sheets will be uploaded by the university itself. Okay, so how will this application process take place? For US and Canada, there is this website called LSAC. I'm going to type it here for you. LSAC, LSAC. Okay, it's called the Law School Admission Council. So this LSAC is kind of a facilitator. What they do, they list all the universities in US and Canada, all those who have a tie-up with LSAC. Okay, so they list all of these universities, and these universities you can apply through LSAC. So how will you apply through LSAC? You have to create an account on LSAC, and they will charge you a particular fees. In Indian rupees, it's around 14,000 rupees to register yourself with LSAC. Okay, but not all institutions take admission through LSAC. There are institutions which take admission even apart from LSAC, where you need to apply for them separately. So what usually happens is, it happens through email. So you can apply through your email and they will respond to you through email, and sorry, they will give you a checklist of all the required documents and you can get everything ready. So that is how it works. Okay, so for US and Canada, it is going to be LSAC, and for UK, it is called UCAS. I'm going to type it here, UCAS. This is Universities and Colleges Admission Service. All right, UCAS. So for UK, you can register on this UCAS website, and they will charge you another amount of money, around I think 2,000 rupees in Indian rupees. And for other specific services that they would provide, they will charge you additional amount of money. So these are the facilitators, and through them you can start applying and you can start looking for courses. You can start looking for universities that offer the courses that you expect. And when you do that, then the universities would mention what they expect from a student. Say, for example, if you go to LSAC website and go to Harvard University and see what all Harvard University expects from a student, you will find that they expect students who are intellectually curious, thoughtful candidates from a variety of legal systems, and who demonstrate an intent to return to their country to contribute to their academia or the legal profession. So this is what is mentioned in the Harvard portal of this LSAC website. So every university has an expectation from a student. You must understand what kind of expectation they have from a student, and you have to craft your SOP accordingly. Okay. So now talking about SOPs, there are two types of SOPs. One is statement of purpose for the purpose of admission, and SOP for the purpose of winning scholarships. Okay, these are two different types of SOPs. So for the purpose of admission, you will have to say SOP will always have a word limit. Okay, you have to strictly follow the word limit, and in a very crisp manner, you have to explain what all why you wish to pursue that particular course in that particular university, and how pursuing that course is going to help you achieve your career goal. Okay, so all of this you need to explain, along with what are your future plans. You must have a clarity on that. This SOP, if we need to talk about SOP, we need to talk about, I can talk about it for another full hour. So it is going to be a topic for another lecture. And if you all are interested in a lecture on SOP, on the topic statement of purpose, then please do let us know. You can send a DM. You can send a DM to Just Initio. Just Initio is my Instagram account. You can send a DM here, JUS space INITIO, or you can send a DM to Indian Lawyers Association. So if many of you are interested in knowing more about SOP, how to prepare an SOP, then we will be very happy to organize another lecture on that topic, because it's an elaborate topic to discuss. Okay, so now I'm going to restrict myself that SOP is going to be different for your admission and for your scholarship. And when you design your SOP for the scholarship, it should depend upon what scholarship you are applying for. Okay. Now I'm going to arrive at this topic, scholarships, which is actually the most important topic for the day. So scholarships, there are two types of scholarships when it comes to scholarships offered by the institutions themselves. So whichever institution you apply for, one is, it's an automatic scholarship where you apply and you get a scholarship. Okay, you need not apply separately for the scholarship. You apply for, you take care of the admission process, and that itself is sufficient for your scholarship, that they will consider you for scholarship based on your application itself. There is another type of scholarship, which is academic scholarship, where you need to fill up a separate application, submit a separate application along with a separate SOP, which will explain about why you are eligible for that scholarship, along with your economic condition as to why you will not be in a position to fund yourself for that particular program. Okay, so this is about the scholarship offered by the institution for which you are applying. Okay, apart from that, there are several other types of scholarships. Okay, and today I'm just going to talk about a few of the scholarships. So what type of scholarships are these? So they could be fully funded. When you talk about fully funded scholarships, then it's about everything will be taken care by them. Your tuition fees will be covered, all your other expenses will be covered, your accommodation, food, your entire expenses for doing your PG there is going to be covered. And that is called a fully funded scholarship. And there are partially funded scholarships. There are interest-free loans. They may not give you a scholarship, but they may give you an interest-free loan. Okay, and there are scholarships which will cover only tuition fees, and there are scholarships which are offered only if you choose a particular course in that university. For example, there are universities which say if you opt for taxation course alone, we will give you a scholarship. If you opt for commercial law alone, we will give you a scholarship. If you opt for human rights course alone, we will give you a scholarship. So how will you get to know about all of these? About when you do research, when you go find, when you search for it and figure it out. That is how you get to know about these scholarships, and that is how you are going to design your SOPs in such a way what they expect of you. For example, they expect you to have an excellent track record. They expect you to have a very good future plan. They expect you to tell them what kind of impact you're going to have on the society after completing your PG in that particular institution. And another important thing that a university expects from a student is what could you bring to the table? Like I said, in Harvard University, they're expecting students from a variety of legal systems. So if you are from a country like India, the type of legal system that exists in India, you could bring that to their table, right? You could take that to their table. And this is what they expect from you. So this is what should reflect in your SOP as well. So there are certain scholarships which are for human rights, okay? So for which they expect you to have done some groundbreaking work in the area of human rights. So your whole scholarship application will depend upon, should depend upon what they expect from you. So I'm going to give you a list of scholarships which are very famous. Apart from these, there are several other scholarships which you need to find. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you about Rhodes Scholarship. So this is for Indians, and only those who have an impeccable track record can get scholarship. Now imagine you get this scholarship, you do your PG in a reputed foreign university, and you go to an interview. When you say you are a Rhodes Scholar, that speaks volumes of your caliber. When you just say you're a Rhodes Scholar, you need not say anything else. That is sufficient for them to understand everything about you. So do you understand how important scholarships are, apart from the money part of it? Okay, so recently, and I will just give you a list of these important scholarships, and then I'm going to tell you another thing. I think that is going to help change your perspective about this whole thing. Okay, I'm sure most of you here may have self-doubts, may think I might not be eligible for a scholarship. Ma'am talks about so many things. She says intellectually curious, impeccable track record. She says all these hi-fi stuff. So I'm sure many of you here may have those self-doubt about yourself, and you may think you will not be eligible for a scholarship. Okay, that is that perspective. I request all of you to mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something to help you change that perspective today. All right. So now I'm going to give you a list of these scholarships. So one is the Rhodes. See, these are the scholarships that are for Indians. Okay, so I'm assuming all those who are watching this lecture today are Indians. So since you're interested in going to foreign countries, then I'm going to give you this list, which are for Indian citizens. So there is this Rhodes Scholarship. There is this Fulbright Nehru Scholarship. Fulbright Nehru Fellowship, it is to pursue LLM in US in the areas of international legal studies, public administration, women's studies, gender studies, okay? And there is Tata Trust Scholarship, Jane Tata Endowment for the Higher Education of Indians. So which is not a scholarship, but it is a fully interest-free loan, which you will be expected to repay after 7 years of completing your PG. Okay, and there is this Oxford and Cambridge Society of India scholarships. So those people in UK, they have this Indian society called Oxford and Cambridge Society of India. They offer scholarships to Indian students to come and study in UK. Okay, and you have this Commonwealth Masters Scholarship, which is the scholarship for those people coming from Commonwealth nations. So in the like this, you can find out so many scholarships, and yeah, do your research, figure out what they expect of you, prepare your SOP accordingly, prepare your application and curriculum vitae accordingly. And finally, like I told you, I'm going to change the perspective that you have and the self-doubt that you have. You may think you will not be eligible, okay? You may have that self-doubt, but I want you to try. I want you to go ahead and apply, because I have seen students who have had self-doubts, whether they could make it, whether they could get admission or get scholarships. They have made it, okay? You will not know unless you try. So I don't want you to have self-doubts and not try. I want you to try and see it for yourself, and you will be surprised. So take it from me. I'm going to tell you an instance where I have many friends who have won these scholarships, and that's not because they are like extraordinary people. That's because they tried. So I want you to try. Okay, that's the whole idea behind this lecture. Recently, a student from Chennai, a law student from Chennai, so she had prepared her SOP and she wanted my guidance, and we discussed about it and I gave her my suggestions, and she won a scholarship to study in a university in the US, and the scholarship amount is $40,000, and she's just going to US this academic year to pursue her PG. Okay, so these are the students who are not like from heaven, you know, they're not from like nowhere. They have come and they applied and they got a scholarship. These are students who are like you, but they have come out of their self-doubts and they dared to try and they won the scholarship. All right. And for those who are listening, I'm going to complete my lecture and we are going to open the floor for discussion. So those who are here, if you are in the process of preparing your SOP, and if you wish to have guidance from me, from Just an Issue, you can send me a DM. I will be very happy to help you. And with that, I think we can complete this lecture and take questions from you. You can unmute yourself or you can send your question through the chat box. Anybody?
Swapnil ji, Mr. Swapnil Vyas, did you have a question?
Yeah, I saw her question. Her question is, she has put it in the chat box. If candidates want to do short-term duration course like 6 months course in legal segment, IELTS is mandatory. IELTS is mandatory if you wish to do any course in foreign countries like UK, US, and Canada. So, yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. So I hope I have answered your question. Can I take other questions from students who are here? And I have forgotten to mention one more thing, which I thought I should. Like, since many of you told you are in your 4th year or final year, and the lecture was about what should you do in the initial years of college, that doesn't mean you will not be able to make it to reputed universities, okay? Another important aspect I would like to mention here is, for example, when you go to Harvard University's portal, you will see they encourage students who have a minimum of 2 years work experience, you know. They openly mention in their website that, let's say there is a student who has completed the 5 years course, they say they may not be able to derive the full potential, like reach their maximum potential in their PG course if they are a fresher direct from their UG course. So they expect a student who has worked for 2 years and then who applies for LLM, they will give priority for those students. So those who are in their 4th year or final year, you can still get into reputed universities. And if you think you don't have these things that I've mentioned about for so long, you can definitely consider take up work and gain good work experience. And using that experience, you can apply to reputed universities and you will be given preference over fresh candidates for admission. Yes. Any other doubts?
Ma'am, Swapnil again.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, my LLM is about to complete right now. I am pursuing LLM in corporate law currently.
Okay.
So, madam,
Where are you doing your LLM as of now?
ma'am, because of COVID, I shifted myself in native place. So from Indore, I am doing, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
So,
You're studying
ma'am,
in Indore.
yeah, my LLM is about to complete, ma'am.
Which college?
It's Prestige College.
Okay. Okay.
So, ma'am, I would like to know that for doing PhD, same process we will have to follow, or is there any changes, ma'am?
See, the procedure will be mostly the same, but I would what I would like you to do is to go and check the websites for the PhD course. Whichever university you are thinking of applying, you have to go to their website and go through what are the eligibility criteria they mentioned for the PhD course, and then you have to start applying. Okay, because I have a friend who did her LLM in India and then she did her PhD in a foreign country, and she went to a foreign country with the scholarship, with the fully funded scholarship. She was in Germany, and then I think I think she didn't do her PhD. She did some other course. I'm not too sure. But then her interview, I have interviewed her. I have asked her a lot of questions about how she won that scholarship and how was her experience of studying in Germany. And that interview you will find on Just Initio's Instagram account. So you can go to Just Initio and check out that interview.
Madam, my planning is to do a course also in arbitration. Because in arbitration, I heard from so many lawyers that I can stand in arbitration with Indian legal degree. So is it right? Yeah.
Yeah. See, when you want to get into arbitration, it is a good idea to do specialization in arbitration. So you can find there are many arbitral see Singapore, and there are many countries which are the hub for arbitration. Okay, so those countries, even in India, you have Nani Palkiwala Arbitration Center, and if you go to their website, they offer courses for students to become a part of this Nani Palkiwala Arbitration Center. And these courses, you can see they are like 6 months course or 1 year course. There are variety of courses they offer, and they are quite expensive also. But when you do that, there is a lot of scope for you to excel in the field of arbitration. So I would want you to do research about the different types of arbitration centers, not only in India, but also in abroad. And if they are offering some courses, certificate courses, I want you to take it up. And those certificate courses, in fact, they will open up a lot of opportunities for you. When you take up these courses, you will get to interact with people in that field, and you will get to know about a lot of opportunities. And if you want to go in that field, these will help you do that. So I want you to try that also.
Ma'am, I tried online so many arbitration.
Right.
But reply is awaiting.
See, maybe because of COVID, the things are all not going on in a smooth manner. But these arbitration courses I'm talking about, not only online, there are offline courses also. They offer it in the institution itself. So those will be more effective. Apart from online courses from random places, I want you to try out these offline courses in reputed institutions, and the certificate you obtain from them is going to help you in pursuing that as a career.
Okay, ma'am. Recently, I also given in this year in COVID time, WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. I cleared 4-5 exam as a distance learning courses, small duration courses. So intellectual property, I had a good knowledge I received from WIPO. intellectual property related, ma'am, short-term courses, we can go further in USA or UK, or you can little bit view on that, ma'am.
See, you can do an additional LLM in intellectual property area. Okay? Short-time courses, I need to go and do my own research to find out if there are short-time courses in this area of intellectual property which will be effective. I'm not sure of it. Okay.
Ma'am, whatever WIPO, whatever offering free of cost course, I already clear, ma'am. So many 4-5 courses recently. Okay. Because I was doing meanwhile pursuing LLMs, intellectual property. So in export and general courses of IPR and related to the patent specialty. So these I all clear, ma'am, recently.
Okay, so, good. That is a good thing. But if you get into these universities, okay, for your IP course,
yeah,
having cleared these courses offered by World Intellectual Property Organization will help you get into these reputed universities for your LLM, and that LLM is going to open doors for you in that arena. Okay, in the sense you will get to be a part of an international alumni network, which will share information, share opportunities with each other. And
you can, ma'am, involve me to in international alumni association, because I am searching, ma'am, lot, but not getting.
No. I will not be able to involve you in that. You need to pursue your course. Like, you need to go and study in foreign countries, okay, so that you will get to be a part of it. And in case you're interested in interacting with the students who are studying in foreign universities, you can do it through LinkedIn. Okay. Or
yeah, ma'am, through LinkedIn, ma'am. I also receive from Hong Kong and Germany arbitrations also. So, but proper reply not coming. In Vietnam, I also contacted was some little bit. They are awaiting when we will launch this kind of the internship and all. So
okay,
I'm
okay,
continue. My effort is continue. So
okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you need to keep trying.
Yeah. Madam, I will touch with you as you message. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I have another question here from Mr. Dinesh, and he's asking about statement of purpose. So, like I mentioned earlier, statement of purpose is going to make or break your case. Okay. And that's the biggest challenge when you undergo this application process to get into a foreign university. And if I have to elaborate on this topic, statement of purpose, I can do it for 1 full hour. So that's why I said we will have to have a separate lecture on this topic itself. But for today, what I would like you to tell, what I would like to tell you is, like I told you, the statement of purpose must be crisp, and it should say what all you have done that makes you eligible for that particular course, and how that course is going to help you reach your career goals. And you have to say, what do you envision your career goals to be in the future? Okay, so that much of clarity should reflect in your statement of purpose. Once that is there, statement of purpose should not be like hodgepodge, this, that, you're saying, I did this, I did that. No, it should be coherent. It should aim at one particular thing, why that course is going to help you. If it is going to be human rights course, why is that going to help you achieve your career goals? So everything should reflect in your statement of purpose. So when that is there, when it is coherent, then I think it will do the job for you. IELTS procedure. Okay, so IELTS is this exam. Like I said, it is International English Language Testing System. Okay, and there are so many. This is an exam which you need to clear, which is like English. You're testing your English knowledge, and they will give you a score. So today's topic is actually admission to foreign university. So I will. I know this much, that it is an English testing exam, and you have to clear it. But if you wish to know more, you can join coaching centers. There are several coaching centers across the country that coach you for this IELTS exam. Okay, so you can join these coaching centers and you can work on it and clear this exam for your admission process. So if you want to know more about the procedure for IELTS, I would like you to go to their website and go through the procedure, because I do not know much detail about that IELTS procedure. Do we have any other question?
So if there are any questions, we still would be open to address them. The event is live streamed to ILA YouTube channel, and any more questions would further be welcomed there. So as we discussed initially, Vivek ji is very active on Instagram. Ma'am, would you like to share your handle in the chat box?
Yeah, sure.
So if anyone wants to reach out.
Just Initio, JUS space INITIO, and my name is Viveka Ponnusamy, and I have an Instagram account in my name. So Just an Issue, the whole idea behind Just an Issue is to help students in every aspect possible. Say if they're interested in competitive exams, so to guide them for preparation towards their competitive exam. If they're interested in getting into foreign universities, to give them guidance for that. Or if they want to crack PG CLAT and they get into national law schools for their PG, then to guide them for that. Or if they're interested in, say, civil judge exam, judiciary exams, or anything for that matter, the whole idea is to guide you and help you reach your career goal and excel at it. That's the whole idea. So you can send me a DM if you have any doubt, or if you need my suggestions, or if you want me to check your SOP, you can also send me your SOP on my Gmail account. Okay, this is justinissue@gmail.com. Yeah, I will be happy to help.
Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining us today. Viveka ji, it was great interacting with you and knowing so much about doing LLM from foreign universities. We would end this webinar here, and we would love to see all of you at the upcoming events at ILA. Our website is currently down due to some hosting issue, but our social media pages are very active, and we would love to interact with all of you in near future. Thank you so much. Have a great Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you for joining. Bye.